Hi there. Can you see me? Can anyone see me now? So comment section is open. Anyone can write in there. I'm going to put this banner in. So far, I guess there are no entries. So I guess I'm not sure how many students have entered the live stream now. I'll move on as this video will be recorded and anyone can view it later. I'll just keep on speaking, and if you have any questions, write it down. Sooner or later, I'll answer them. All right, the deal is that today is a discussion session. Hello, Bulat Khan. Great, thank you. Oh my God, it means I'm not talking to myself. Great. Now, again, today's a discussion session, and it's Monday. It means that we are discussing last week session. Last week, we did our first unit, and our last introductive session was a bit of accident because StreamYard kept echoing my sound. I hope it doesn't do it now. And we had to move on to Zoom. And at that point, my shared screen didn't show up on to you. You didn't see my presentation. And there was quite confusion then. So I'm going to share the whole screen of mine, and you tell me whether you can see it or not, okay? Now, Bolat Khan, if you're here, could you write down, can you see my entire screen? And whether you can see it, even if I change it or, scroll to different versions of my screen. Can everyone see that? I wouldn't want to. So I guess no one sees that. Oh, you can see. All right, I'm going back to there. Cool. Then I'm going to share all of my screens. And we will go on discussing. So last week, let me show you our schedule. Last week, 8th graders were supposed to do Unit 1 of First Certificate Language Practice, First Certificate Reading, Unit 1, and 2 units of vocabulary for FCE. 9th graders were supposed to do only 2 books, Grammar News and Vocabulary News, Advanced Levels, 4 units in each. Now, let's go through our language practice. It's not here. Okay, people see that. Cool. Language practice unit 1, 8th graders, was about past tenses and about habits, right? And it explained the difference between used to and would. Remember? So I hope it's all understandable, and you probably have been doing that topic again. It's not a new topic for you. If there are any questions concerning used to would, please consult me individually later on Telegram, or else ask questions here if you didn't understand that very topic. But usually, I mean, the first unit is quite easy. About reading unit 1, it was about unusual hobbies. Again, mostly a, let me show you the book. The book looks like this, and your first unit was called Unusual Hobbies, right? Usually, when you self-study, you don't really do these lead-in pages. You go straight to reading part. In reading part, you were supposed to read the texts, choose 2 headings for 2 texts, and work with going on exam practice, which has this bigger text, and you were supposed to match headings given here. Of course, 2 of them were extra. Language development, some new vocabulary concerning with use for, keep, and there's some word building exercises, like you should have decided whether these words need any suffixes or prefixes to accommodate these sentences. That's the reading. And vocabulary for FCE was really easy. First unit was about likes and dislikes, right? You found out lots of synonyms to words love, like, hate. Second exercise unit was about vocabulary, all things we do with our hands, feet, legs, mouth and noses. So who's going to write me? What's the difference between gaze and glare? Okay. You know that gaze means, both gaze and glare means look at one point for a long time, but gaze usually means that you are looking at something in a criticizing and negative way, and glaring is about being very interested in whatever you're watching, and not taking your eyes away. I guess your comments would be here. I will see your comments, but 1-2 minutes later than after you've written. So sorry for that. I hope I will be able to answer all of your questions here. If not, I'll answer them later on the comment section below. 9th graders did advanced grammar in use. It was about present tenses, right? And the first thing was about state verbs. Remember state verbs? Глаголы состояния, глаголы действия. We had state verbs and we had action verbs. Usually state verbs are used with present simple, and if some of them are used in present continuous, that present continuous would have this temporary meaning, something that's not happening at the moment, but happening for the time being, and it's going to change later. That's the deal. We've learned about mental state verbs, and you probably are confused what are performatives. You don't worry about performatives right away. Не нужно беспокоиться, что такое performatives. I haven't heard about this and else. You don't have to worry about that. Just skip it. Next, we had past tense and past simple present perfect difference. Well, those topics are not new for you. And you had vocabulary. Advanced vocabulary in use. We were discussing abbreviations. Do we remember what are abbreviations? Abbreviation – это такое общее слово, что означает сокращение. And there can be 4 types of abbreviations. We know that. There are acronyms. There are initials, initialism. There are usual shortenings, and there are usual contractions. Итак, abbreviation – это общее слово на 4 подкатегории. Первая категория – acronyms. Acronyms – это когда вы читаете сокращенные слова по начальной букве, и каждую букву произносите отдельно. As in FBI, USA, UN, you know. Initialism is also, I mean, they're quite similar, but you don't have to read letter by letter. Usually NASA is pronounced as NASA. So FBI is an acronym. NASA is initialism. So there are shortenings. We usually shorten long words like laboratory to lab, advertisement to ad, application to app. What else? You know, those are shortenings. Это тоже входит в число abbreviations. А еще у нас есть contractions. For example, when we write Mr. Johnson, мы пишем mr. That's a contraction. Dr. Dr. Saint Petersburg, мы сокращаем st. Да? And our usual I am is contracted into I'm. She is contracted into she is. She's. I've been. I have contracted into I've, and so on. These all contractions go into the category of abbreviations. That's it. Second was about prefixes and suffixes. There are lots of prefixes and suffixes in English language. They can go with nouns, verbs, adjectives, and they can transform the world totally. And knowing about prefixes and suffixes is good for you to remember more words. You don't have to learn 2 different words like respected and respectful. You just have to know the word respect and understand that ed or ful are just suffixes. Of course, they have different meanings, but the root of the word is the same. So being familiar with all types of prefixes and suffixes is very important, and it's much more easier to learn vocabulary if you know more about prefixes and suffixes. It kind of shortens your efforts. It cuts your efforts twice, and it's twice easier for you to learn new words, basically. More about blends. You've heard about blends. Что такое blends in English linguistic? Это когда мы берем 2 слова, соединяем и делаем одно. You know, breakfast, lunch turns into brunch. We know, what else? We know motels, like motor and hotel. So those hotels that are on the road turned into motels. Or smog. Smog is the blended word, which are made from smoke and a fog. So we have smog, as in S-M-O-G. Those are blend words. All right, we did all previous exercises. I'm sure you did the quizzes tests. They were too easy, I know. And yeah, next time I'll try to make them a bit earlier. But usually those quizzes are for your self-check. Um, Let me see if you have any questions. Okay, Bolat Khan, what's the name? You're showing at the moment. Okay, Bolat Khan, I've been showing lots of books, and those books you probably knew, right? All the books I've been showing can be downloaded from the link I had sent to Telegram channel. And here's the link too. I can show it here. If you go to this link, you can see all the books and download them. And according to this table, as you can see, if you are a ninth grader, you have to download these books, and these if you are a eighth grader. Yeah. So according to the grade you are, you have to download different books and do specific units every week. As you can see, I have named, it starts with September and it goes on and on up until May or June. And this number 3 means third week, which was last week. Number 4 is this week, this coming future week. And in this week, you'd have to do respective units from this table. That's the plan. Okay, let's see what kind of questions else. Okay, Balat Khan done. Wanted to study previous week. Okay. So we have discussed all books, all units and topics we did last week, 8th graders and 9th graders. Of course, they are separate books and you'd have to listen to both of them. Still, it's going to be a good repetition for you. What else I was going to show you? I think I was going, oh, right. On Wednesday, we are going to have an introduction session. At introduction, we have 2 books. We will discuss First Certificate Masterclass for 8th graders and Proficiency Masterclass for 9th graders. This is how the books look like. The thing is that Masterclass has 2 books, Student's Book and Workbook. So you'd have to do both. If you're doing Unit 1 in Student's Book, you will have to do Unit 1 in Workbook too. I mean, it goes without saying, right? Let me show how it looks inside. Unit 1 is quite a long unit, and we are going to discuss it in full in our introduction section. We have our reading, we have our grammar and practice. We will discuss future tense here. We got some vocabulary, just words, and then there are some idioms, collocations, phrasal verbs, some more vocabulary, exercises, and yes, we have listenings in these books. I already have those listenings and I can upload it into Telegram channel just in case. You will have these listenings anytime you want, just for your own preparation. And there's a speaking section, speaking and writing sections. These sections will have to be ignored by me, but I hope you will be doing these sections with your local teachers. Approach any teacher at your school, English teacher, and ask him to help you to do these speaking exercises. And then there's writing section. You do the writing and then check yourself. Usually these writings are quite simple. That's it. We have an overview All the answer key is in teacher's book, which is also in there. If you go by the link, you can find teacher's books too. And answer key is usually there. You don't see you don't find students' book answer keys in the end of these books. See, no answer key. They are in teacher's books. Proficiency masterclass structure is quite the same. You just work with let me show you unit 1. That's how it looks. Again, we have reading, we have vocabulary, we have some grammar section, we've got word building, a little bit of everything. So again, I'm telling you, if you have to do the student's book, you will have to do the workbooks too, and check yourselves. All right. The last thing I would like to discuss with you is this presentation 7. Remember, we've been talking about self-study. And you probably didn't see this presentation. I saw it and I thought that you were seeing them too, but you probably didn't. I asked you to analyze your own habits and try to understand your specific individual learning styles. Have you decided about what time are you more comfortable studying? What periods do you usually study? Do you go for 2 hours, or you're the person who cannot sit too long and every 30 minutes you just have to stand up and do something else? What kind of person are you? What is the perfect place for you to do the studies? Is it your bedroom? Is it some library? Is it a coffee house? Is it outdoors? Any other place you find perfect to concentrate best? What about music? Do you like to have some music in the background? Do you use headsets? Or you like complete silence? What are your habits? Where are you? Can you please show list of 8? Well, Khan, I can send you the photo of list of books. You don't have to take photo. I can send it later on Telegram. Are you in Telegram? If you're not, you can go by this link. If you go to this link on Telegram, you can subscribe to a channel and go to the discussion forum there. So apart from Bulat Khan, do we have any questions? Jaras, she said, okay, it's not a question. Samuel Michael, hello teacher. Who is this Samuel Michael? Nice nickname. What books do we need to study? Renata, we have to study the books I am showing. Oh, here they are. These are the books we have to study. If you are a 9th grader, you will have to download these 7 books. And if you are an 8th grader, right, sorry. If you're a 9th grader, you download these given books and you do specific units each week. And by the end of this week, I send you some quiz, you check yourself, and we're happy. We know that this year, our KBO tests are coming by the end of November. KBO 2 comes by the end of January, so at the beginning of a 3rd term. KBO 3 will be at the beginning of April, and there's KBO final. So that's it. I hope you are seeing all my presentations and all the books. I hope this time. Can you send the books to study for 8th graders? Mega Beka, I have already sent it. You can go to this link, KBO Books, bit.ly/KBO Books. You go to this link and you can download all the books you need over there. I don't think I should send and, engage space in Telegram. It's already there and you can have it anytime you want. That's my fake account. So Samuel Michael, what's your real name? All right, that's it. I thought we might be doing it for a longer time, but if you have no questions, I guess that's a wrap. If the plan is understandable, I hope so, you can download all the books over there. I'm going to send audios for masterclass books on Telegram. You will also be able to access those audios anytime you study. Next time, I would want you to, again, analyze yourself and find out your learning style. Maybe I'll send you some videos to learn better about that topic. Anyway, see you on Wednesday. Our next session will be on Wednesday. It's going to be on YouTube as well. We will be discussing masterclass units and topics given there. That's the plan. Thank you for participating. I am very happy to meet you here. Nice to meet these new guys. Polathan Burjumbaev, I don't think you were you participated our previous camps, so you're probably a newbie here. Welcome. See you on Wednesday then. Is it all? Yes, Nurtari, it is all. That's basically all we need. This is a discussion chat. That's why it's quite short. Yeah, Polathan is a newbie. I knew that. But our introduction session, I think it's going to be longer than this because we will be discussing lots of new topics. And I'll be, by the way, as a bonus, I'll be showing you how do I do my own study times. You're probably thinking that teachers do not study anymore. They've done their schooling. They are already intelligent enough to not to study anymore. But we still do homework, and all homework we give you, usually we do them ourselves first. So on Wednesday, I'm going to show you my little tips, how best to concentrate and how best to study. I mean, how my own personal individual strategies of concentration and self-study. That's it. Thank you for coming. See you on Wednesday.